let's have a look. Who wants to come out today? Okay, I have got you and your specific person. You were very close. All right, you saw eye to eye, beautiful relationship, soulmate relationship. It just literally disconnected. Okay, I feel that you had good days. Towards the end, there were good days, and then there were dreadful days. Okay, but this went from a very, very beautiful, harmonious soul bond. Okay, you thought you found your best friend, lover, all of it, all in one package. Okay, to something you never saw. But I just feel that there's something that was hidden from you, that has been hidden from you, about why this relationship really ended. It wasn't meant to end. Okay, I'm going to take that one and that one and that one. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, somebody, this person you were connected into, okay, was really, really paranoid about something. All right, I think that's the secret. I think they were really, really paranoid about something, okay? That they pulled back, they became reclusive, they almost became paralysed by fear, but didn't tell you. So I'm going to go into that a little bit deeper. I've got 2 cards there I haven't turned over yet. I'm just going to use this deck as well, okay? I'm going to take 1 card from this. So just while I'm giving this a bit of a wee shuffle, like I say, I hope you're all well. I hope you're all okay, wherever you are. Thanks so much for watching, all your support. I do read all my comments. If you're new here and you'd like to see more content, click on the notification bell. You know, that hits subscribe. That would be brilliant. Like I say, your support is amazing. If you'd like a reading, click on the title of the video if you're on a mobile. That will take you to the description box. Links are in the description box to the website. All the readings are on there. And check out the free relationship report as well. I want 1 card. Gosh. Whoa. Yeah, right, secret. I can see what this is by all of these cards that have come out. So they became isolated, a bit paranoid, withdrawal, antisocial, paralysed by fear. Your relationship went from being, gosh, wonderful. You could have been with this person for a while, actually. I'm not seeing it as a love bombing, 6 months or even a year they change. Excuse me. I think you were with this person for a few years. And you never would have imagined this in a million years, okay? They became very cold, closed off, rigid. Their energy was rigid. I think they were older than you, okay? They became a bit of a bully. They became totally inflexible. Okay, so my way or the highway, right? But what has been hidden from you, that is the root of all of this, is childhood issues. Childhood issues, okay? I feel you know this. I think you know that this person isn't inherently, narcissistic or any of the other, labels that are around. This person isn't any of those, okay? But there was something that happened in your relationship, okay, whether it was a move or whatever, something happened and it started to change, okay? You noticed a change in your person. But what has been hidden is childhood issues, okay? Broken dreams. Your person felt that everything they ever planned for didn't work out. And what I believe triggered them, it's really flipping, as we say in the UK, clear here today. What triggered them, I've got an older male here, is a father figure. who was highly critical, who knocked down their dreams. You know, when you have a really good idea, and they're usually the best, you know, the ones that you just kind of, for a few seconds, you think, oh, that'd be a good idea. You have this good idea, you want to break free, you want to make it on your own, and you've got a controlling parent or a controlling caregiver, whoever it was, and they tell you that it's either a stupid idea or it won't work or whatever. But I feel that your person did do some things on their own. They could have had their own business or squash. So that's, well, they could have had a motorbike actually. They could have had their own business. But something didn't work. Now, instead of your person just thinking, well, you know, that didn't work out, but if you don't try, then you don't know. And there's no such thing as failure. There's no such thing as failure. Everything's meaningless until you give it a meaning. That's true about everything in life. You know, some people will walk outside and it's pouring down with rain, and they'll say, God, isn't this wonderful? Okay? But your person, something in yours and your person's relationship didn't work out, and the secret is, what you didn't know is they are subconsciously carrying this belief system within them that they are a failure or their ideas are stupid. And I believe the caregiver, the male energy, often either ridiculed them or put them down, okay? And this failure, this thing that went wrong in your relationship, instead of just discussing it or saying, hey, you know, should we change tack here, they because they've had something go wrong before, possibly with money, they just suddenly felt very isolated. They couldn't cope with it. So they started pulling their energy back. Okay, they started becoming a bit paranoid, a bit isolated, antisocial, restrictive, you know, sort of really kind of inflexible, cold. And I feel that they almost started to become everything that they didn't like in their in that caregiver energy. So if the caregiver was critical, this person you were with, that you got on really, really well with, also started to become very, very critical of you and what you were doing and your efforts. It wasn't your fault. You couldn't have reached this person. But the more they pulled away, then, you know, we do it unless we have to be so strong not to. If somebody start showing us in the 3D that they're not, you know, that they're not as they were, then unless you consciously, you know, watch your thoughts, you do start thinking that they don't want me and they don't love me. And then because of thought transmission and the fact that, honestly, I promise you, whatever you think about yourself, okay, and whatever you think your person thinks about you will at some point end up in your physical reality, okay? But most of us, you know, we unconsciously do it because we're not taught that this is actually how reality is created, to be honest. And it's such a shame because this wasn't meant to end. This wasn't meant to end. Broken dreams. There could have just been some bad news. You know, you will know what it was. It was something major. Your person could have lost somebody close to them. Something triggered them to become very, very withdrawn and antisocial. Okay. Right. Let me see what their feelings are now about your relationship. Oh gosh, that's far too many. I think they'd like to say a lot. I think they've got a lot to say. What are their feelings, please? Feelings Positive feelings. I'll have a look at the positive feelings towards you, then I'll have a look at the challenges. Positive. Yeah, they're still almost, they're guarded, but they understand. And, you know, on a positive, I don't think they've moved on from you. They're still waiting. They're still waiting. They're still deep down looking at everything that you went through, and you two went through some scrapes and some things that a lot of couples wouldn't have got through, but you did it. This wasn't meant to end the way it did, okay? So on a positive note, they still see you, even though it was a struggle, even though it was everything and they pushed you away, and when people are a bit paranoid, they say things they don't really mean, all of that. They still care. What's the challenge, please? Family. 10 of Cups is a challenge. Family. In this reading today. Because I've got Page of Cups in reverse as well. Childhood issues. Okay. I think the challenge is all is not it seems. All is not as it seemed. It's a dysfunctional family. Okay. Your person could have had, I don't think they did it on purpose. I'm going to say that right now because, and I really, really don't feel that today. I feel they painted happy ever after. I think you went through a lot of stuff together before you reached the point where you started to really build something for yourselves, that it actually looked like it was going your way. But you went through so many struggles where you got through those. And this should have been your moment, okay? But it didn't work out. It didn't work out. But, you know, as a challenge or a reversal, the 10 of Cups can speak of divorce, the challenge, or a dysfunctional family, not being able to leave the family. That means you don't have to be living with them, but they just keep drawing you back in. On drawing you back in, and you know your person goes back to type A behaviour or whatever it is, okay? Let's see, what's that want to say? Same card. I have a feeling, because it's doubled up, that this person could be waiting for you to do something. Why are they waiting for you? Why are they waiting for you? Why are they waiting? They're waiting for you. Why are they waiting for you? Right, okay. I don't feel at the moment that they've got a huge amount to offer. But it's more than that because this card's here. Okay. They are still being affected by other beliefs and opinions, other people's beliefs and opinions. Okay, now this doesn't mean that the other people are physically in their environment. They could be, but it could mean these beliefs and opinions that were hammered into them when they were younger, okay? Because unless you make a conscious choice to heal or to look at within and think, okay, well, that isn't my belief to have, that isn't me, that's just because somebody said that about me, but that isn't me. And until you start digging them out, literally, and working on those, they just run the show. The subconscious just runs the show unless you override it, okay? But I feel that they're waiting for you. They're definitely waiting for you if you've gone into another commitment, whatever that might be. Okay? I know that's really specific. Some of you could have met somebody else. You could be in another relationship. Alright? Especially if you are... This is really strong earth. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But if you've gone into another relationship, they are now waiting for you. Because they are not sure what they've actually got to offer. Okay? Have they got anything to bring into this? Bring back to this? This is a very strange energy today. Strange. Very stubborn. Very stubborn. Can you just give me the best possible outcome in this, please? Their energies come out. Okay. I don't see them coming forward. I don't see either of you coming forward. I've got to say it, to be honest with you. I think, you know, I've got the King of Swords and I've got the Queen of Swords. And nobody's talking to anybody. I think you're waiting for them to come forward and they're waiting for you. Okay, it's a stalemate. But I feel that you're both, obviously it could be air signs, I mean, you know, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but you're both, what's the word? You're not using your heart anymore, you're using your head, okay? You very much so. Because you were so suited to this person and you really couldn't believe that it went from a partnership, unity and love and, you know, a really nice harmonious relationship to actually a disconnection, imbalance and paranoia and all of this. But like I said, the secret is that's why, you know, that's what changed your person. But they are somebody who doesn't always use their emotions. I think they're highly intelligent, I think they're clever, and that's why the ideas come from. I think they have a lot of really good ideas, okay, that when these ideas were not back when they were younger, but they still fought against it, they still ploughed through it, but then this one thing went wrong and it was just game over. But yeah, you're both waiting for each other. That's why that other card came out twice. You're both waiting for each other. You've turned your back, you're looking to the future, and you're basically in the energy of, well, you know, you can come and get me because I'm not moving. And they are guarded. And they're guarded. Okay, let's just see what crosses. Do a crossing card. What crosses these people, please? Justice, karma. You could have ended up, or you know, your person might have some legal issues, or somebody's got some legal issues, but you know, there is an element here of this. Nobody wants to balance it out, okay? Nobody wants to balance it out at the moment. So at the moment, I don't really see this moving, okay? But if this is your reading, that is why. That might be all you need to know. That might be all you need to know. Okay, there you go, there they are again. Yeah, it's very strong. Probably Aquarian. Actually, you could be dealing with an Aquarian, or you've got strong Aquarian energy, but someone's going to have to make the first move here. Somebody needs to make the first move. Yeah, someone's got to make the first move. someone's got to open up. Okay, will it happen in the next 2 months? No, I don't see it happening. I think there's too much anxiety. Just keep doing what you're doing. Okay, keep doing what you are doing. The Knight of Cups, we saw it. I think eventually. I think this will thaw eventually. Because you were so close. Okay, you were so close. But with Justice, it's calmer, but it's also legal matters. Especially, you know, the King of Swords twice. The King of Swords and Justice quite often speaks of lawyers, courts, and legal issues in somebody's life that are ongoing or that are affecting why somebody cannot be with you. Okay, so I'll leave that with you anyway. I hope that's helpful.